Do not make decisions out of fear. This is not something that you do not know, isn't it? You know it. Yet, you make decisions out of fear. Why so? Where is this fear coming from? What is this fear telling you? Why must you not make decisions out of fear? And if this is a scenario, how do we get rid of fear? Let's today decode all of this. I am Richa Sahhay, your clarity coach. First thing first, fear does not arise from nowhere. If you look at man, the way we have evolved, the entire evolution process, fear was an important ingredient so that our physical structure can be saved. You see, man lived in caves. The wild animals were always a big challenge, especially at night. Animals could see. Man doesn't have that kind of capability. So humans were given this fear factor ingrained in their cells by the existence itself. So that's where fear comes from primarily. In fact, some very interesting example could be if today human beings are given opportunity, the kind of fashion trends that are happening, we wouldn't have minded maybe, pull our intestines out and just wrap around to see how cool we look. We really could have gone to crazy limits. But because there is this fear, we don't do all that. We could have in fact gone to height 15-story building and jumped to see how it feels dropping in the air from there. How light and all that. Because we see leaves falling and the mind can really go crazy. So physical body safety became definitely important. As we evolved, we invented fire, we understood how do we handle animals, we invented civilization, we moved from cave to houses. And in this entire progress, the DNA also progressed. The fear, which was there only for the safety of physical being or physical entity, that came up and conquered our mind. Now we are not just fearful of saving our physical being, but as we grew, mind started to get by fear. And why am I saying so? Today I have a bad experience and that gets registered here, and tomorrow if similar situation is occurring, that bad experience will keep on reflecting. It will keep on coming in between, and it will be terrible for me. It will be difficult for me, very difficult for me to just go and face the situation. You take one example, like an interview. You have series of people going for interview, sequence, one after another. Now, every time one person comes out of interview, what do? Especially if they are friends. Ghero them, ask them, how was it? What are they asking? How is the sitting arrangement? What questions are they asking? And depending upon the answer, we create an image. We have not faced them, but we create that image, and we already have decided to be fearful. Okay, maybe this will work, maybe that will work, and all that will start to happen. Why? Why can't we hold ourselves and say, okay, whatever this person has experienced is based on the kind of personality he took into the interview room, the way he answered the interview. Why it has to happen with me also? Let me go with an open mind. But no, fear. Talking to parents, we already have an understanding how parents will react based on our past memories. So if there is something that you think they will not agree to, see the amount of fear and the amount of preparation you do. So fear has gone into the psychology, and that is a big problem. Now one thing is for sure, that fear does come to tell you that बॉस probably you are not prepared enough. 100% प्रिपरेशन तो नहीं है. तो 100% प्रिपरेशन नहीं है तो क्या करना है? 100% प्रिपेयर होना है. और अगर 100% प्रिपरेशन नहीं ही करना है, बिकॉज यू सी मुझे ये सब्जेक्ट पसंद नहीं, आई डोंट लाइक दिस सब्जेक्ट, देन बी ओके विद 50% मार्क्स, बी ओके विद 70% मार्क्स, बी ओके विद mediocre result. I don't want to perform in this job. I don't want to perform in this project. I don't want to give this kind of work. Be okay with no raises. Be okay with no promotion. But no, that is not done. We want the result without putting in the effort. Now this equation doesn't really happen. At times if you are lucky, वो हो जाएगा. Now, I was also in insurance industry doing sales, and I remember I had a boss who did not know anything. I always used to go to my colleague because I was new in the industry. I had very little understanding about it. Now this is almost 18-19 years ago story. Now I used to wonder, why do I go to my colleague and why my boss is not explaining all that to me? And later on I discovered that okay, my boss is my boss because somebody else nurtured the team, prepared the team, trained the team, and he got promoted, and this fellow came and took his space. But ये लक वाला काम ना बहुत लंबा नहीं चलेगा. You can be lucky for some time, not throughout your life. So throughout the life क्या करना है? डर डर के जीना है, because I do not want to prepare. तो डर तो लगेगा ही. So that's one aspect that can be totally dealt. Now a lot of things we do not like putting our brains into. That we will deal in some other video. Now let's come back to understanding fear. Now this fear, when becomes psychological, we start to imagine things. We start to project things. And our projection actually reflects in the person's behavior, and we see, देखा, मैंने कहा था, I had said so. और जैसा कहा था वैसा ही हुआ. We don't even realize that the person has just projected our own internal fear, and we get into the trap. And now when you make decisions in such fearful status, you know what you will decide? You will totally decide what can give you security, what can possibly give you sure shot result based on your own analytics, your own presumptions, your own perceptions. Not really something that is fruitful. And such a decision is something that will ruin you, because now you are getting into a pattern of this kind of deciding. Every time deciding out of fear. So similar frustrating, similar devastating decision is what you will end taking up. So करना क्या है? What do you do in order to not take decisions out of fear? Because fear is playing and all the decisions are coming out of fear, and everybody in the space is saying don't take decisions out of fear. कैसे? The first thing, leap of faith. No choice. Be prepared, calculate your moves, assess the situation, look at facts. And this is a big thing. Looking at facts is a very challenging thing because we all operate from prejudices. And there is a specific video that I have created on facts versus opinions. It would be nice that you watch to get more clarity on the same. Fact, if you can recognize, you will be able to assess your situation much more realistically. More realistic you are, more predictable results you can get. You would know yourself, you would know the situation, you would know the fear that is operating. And when you have become conscious of the fear out of which you are operating, there is just one thing that you need to do. Feel the fear and do it anyway. Have that faith. Pull yourself to tell that my perception is small. I can't know everything in this world. And so the leap of faith is important. And go ahead. I have not learned any other way. And trust me, every time I'm fearful, I check the facts, I check the reality, I assess the situation and I decide, okay, these are the possible things that can happen. And then with faith, I just go ahead. And then I decide that, okay, I will not go ahead because the possible consequences is not something I'm okay without it. I don't want it. And if I want it, in life you have to take chance. So feel the fear and do it anyway. Do not take decisions out of fear, but after analyzing what is the situation, what is the fear telling you, how is your preparation, how realistic you are, and then with the leap of faith, go ahead. It may not be possible every time to feel very confident, because a lot of time your past experiences overpower. You will have to consciously keep them away and tell yourself, it's okay, it happened in the past. Today is not my past. This moment is not my past. And so, faith and move ahead. I hope this is helping you a little. Consider subscribing and join my VIP Facebook group as well as VIP Telegram group, wherein I share more of these things, wherein we also can interact. Take care.